Hi, Jamie again with my pets who really, really, really want a cracker. Hey, we want a cracker? Yeah, hi. These are my goats. Down here's a bunch of chickens. Hi, girls. We're going to paint a painting today. And because it's fallish time of year for us, I don't know if you can really see the leaves, but it's fall here. I'm going to do pumpkin. I say pumpkin. My husband says pumpkin. So I'm going to try really hard to pronounce it correctly for everybody who is like, it's pronounced pumpkin. It's fine. Just shows my redneck. You know what I mean? Here you go, girls. All right. Okay. You took two that time. You're going to get chunky like your sister. I do have one goat. She's pretty thin. Her name is Marigold. But Buttercup, pretty round in the belly. Her loves her snacks, huh? Yeah. All right, we're almost out of these. Like, seriously. Good thing Mommy brought 2 packages. Here. All right, now I'm going to paint. And y'all can have more snacks in a minute. 9x12 canvas, pre-drawn. It's literally just a bigger pumpkin and a smaller pumpkin with a line. This part's going to be the top. They're like sitting on a shelf kind of thing. And then that part's the bottom. So I have 4 brushes today. Decently large and angled, pointy-ish, and a littler pointy-ish one. And I do have paint markers that we've gone over several times, but you can find them on Amazon. You can find them at pretty much every crafting store that sells paint type things, Walmart and such. Water for rinsing, paper towel for drying, and our palette of colors. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink, black, and white. There you go. All the colors of the rainbow, pretty much. Oh, and are you guys gonna headbutt for everybody to see? Yeah? Well, that was nice. Cece, gonna get her? So Cece is the baby. And they give her a hard time a lot because she's new. But she is kind of like her mama and doesn't take crap from anybody. So she gives it right back. Woo, woo, woo. Bam. Okay, so you didn't see it, but she totally just went up and like headbutted because she's like, screw you people. Okay, we're going to start with a big brush on our canvas. We're going to get the brush damp. Okay, not drippy, just damp. And we are going to start with the white. This is actually an antique white. And that's just because I wanted it a little bit different than like so you can kind of see how it's like antique and this is like bright white. We're going to do everything above the line and around the pumpkins. Above the line and around the pumpkin. And it's not the end of the world if you go inside the pumpkin. It's white. We can cover it up. All right. So, and then because this one has sides today, we're going to try to focus on making sure we get our edges. There we go. To this, I'm going to add the tiniest bit of black to some white. And when I say black goes a very long way, I'm not even kidding. We're going to add something like that. Wipe most of that paint off, go back into just the white, and then we're going to pull some, almost like when we made the barn board. If you haven't seen the barn board video, that's another one of the videos you should definitely watch if you like barn boardish type background things. So long strokes. And then we have some, see how it's just like variated. So it gives a little dimension. We're now going to rinse our brush. Hi, chickens. Oh, and mommy's goat. Hello, everyone. They can see the other package of crackers sitting on the ground. So they're like, when do we get those? Okay. Everything below the line and around the pumpkin is going to be black. Same big brush. You can obviously use a smaller brush if you don't feel comfortable using a big brush. I just tend to paint with larger, they cover area quicker. Because I don't use an easel, I can maneuver the canvas along with the same time, like as I'm moving the brush. And our sides. Hello, beautiful girl. What you doing? Mommy painting? Yeah, mommy's painting. So you saying hi to me? Saying hi to me? Yeah. And all right. And we did all of our edges. And now we can rinse the brush again. I'm actually going to hold it up here, and then we're going to whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And say hi to Cece. Hi, Cece. Are you so beautiful? Hi. I did a little work on their area, their pen yesterday. And I walked away from my tool belt for 2 seconds. Marigold decided that it was a good idea to eat a screw. I'm like, no, 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 spit it out, spit that out. So I like, literally like you would a toddler, like pinch their cheeks and she spit it out. I'm like, that's just not smart. That's just not smart. Can you imagine? Oh my God. That would have been a sad day. All right. So now that we're doing our cardio and I see my Cece. I see mommy Cece. Mm-hmm. And there's somebody walking up the road with a dog, and my dogs are barking. It's all right. Okay. I'm not going to wait for it to fully dry because I'm impatient. But if you have time for it to dry all the way, you should do that. All right. So I am actually going to switch to the angled brush, and I am going to get it damp. And I'm going to paint this orange pumpkin on the top. Not this little one, just this top one is going to get orange. Whoosh. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Because our bottom pumpkin is going to be white, you kind of want to avoid that pumpkin as much as possible. Not so much the stem. The stem's going to get black. Black tends to cover color with no issues. But white does not enjoy covering color up. All right. Okay. While we still have orange in our brush and our paint is still wet, we're going to do some highlighty and some like darker to make the pumpkin look 3D. Still with the orange in our brush, we're going into the yellow. Okay. And we're going to add some towards the top. We're going to try to follow the shape of that a pumpkin is with our strokes. Boom, 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 boom. And all right, so now we're going to do some drastic ones. The reason that we did, there you go. The reason that we did it while everything was still wet is so that it could kind of blend together a little bit, but still keep our orange, essentially. All right. With the same color in our brush, we're not rinsing any of this out. Okay. We're going to dab into the red. And then pretty much like inside of where you had the yellow, we're going to add some red and then bring it down towards this bottom part a little bit more. Don't freak out if you're like, oh my God, look how red it is. No, we can blend it. And you can always add more orange. Okay. Everything is still wet. You just work the color together till you get your desired effect. Which is that for me. That's what I'm looking for. All right. I am going to rinse my brush. Hello, chicken. This is my, can you hear my black chicken? Hi, chick, chick. Hello, chicken. Hi. We had another visitor to my little farm thing that I have going on, which was a skunk, which I don't think really would have hurt anybody, but I did live trap her or him and relocate it. Friend of mine loves animals, loves having wildlife on his property. I said, do you mind? He goes, absolutely not. Please, please, please. I'm like, okay. So he is now the proud recipient of a skunk on his property. Way out in the woods. Way out in the woods, though. All right, now we're going to paint this bottom little pumpkin, that same white that we did in the background. It's like that antique-y white. And I just touched it into my orange, but it's going to have to be fine. Right, gives it a little added color. Wow, right outside my line that time. But it's in the bottom and we can fix it with the black. See, I made an oopsie. Wait for it to dry. Paint it with black. We can fix it. All right. I'm going to tap into that gray a little bit that we had earlier and just add a little tiny bit of the same 3D-ish, highlighty, dimensiony, darkening, whatever you want to call any of this stuff. Just going to give it a little sun like that. Oh, they're going at it over there. I don't dare turn the camera because then they'll stop. Oh. Let me see. Freaking crazy goats. Why do you have goats? That's why, because I love my goats. They're so fun to hang out with and watch, and they cuddle, and they're They're amazing. Like, yeah, I just love them. Hello, chickens. And I have chickens. Hi. Oh, I scare you. I'm sorry. That, sometimes they let me pet them. Sometimes they let me pick them up. There's a few of them that are more used to it than others. Some of the newer ones, it's not, I tried to pick them up when they were babies, but they didn't care for it then either. All right, I'm going to use this little brush to fix that oopsie while I have it right here. So, black. Gone. Never even happened. Never even happened. All right, we are just going to give it another quick whoosh whoosh. I didn't rinse this brush because I am actually going to use the black in this brush. We're going to do the stems next on the pumpkins. And there's the lines in the pumpkin, which I showed you this earlier. This is an acrylic paint marker. Mine has two ends, a fine end and a chubby end. I generally only use the fine end, but it does come with two ends. And you can use it for the next part that I'm going to do if you want. You could use this to just do the outline and then fill in with this paint on the paintbrush if you wanted. Oh, can you see him back there doing it? Yeah. There she goes. Boom! Crazy goats. I think we're dryish. Mostly dry. So, same brush. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. I really want this to move well for me. Get a nice point. And I kind of do a like twisty motion when I'm picking up the paint to kind of get my bristles all in a row like I want them. And then we're going to do the outline of our pumpkin stem. Pumpkin stem. And then where the stem comes down onto the pumpkin, give it some movement. Yeah, you don't want it to just be flat across there. Zhuzh it up a little bit. And I'm just going to fill in that part right there that I just outlined. Boop, boop, boop. All my pets left me because they're like, oh, no more snacks. Mom's all done. Boop, boop, boop. I'll break out some more snacks in a second. All right. Now for the bottom stem on this little white pumpkin down here. Hi, chicken. Oops. Okay. Touched my paint. All right. So now for this bottom stem, I'm going to add a little, like where the vine kind of connected to it. So we're going to give it a little movement and a little whoosh whoosh. Like that. And we're going to do the same thing with this top one, but we're going to go like crazy with this one. And you can totally do this with the paint marker. There we go. do, 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 do. How many parts I touched? So far, I'm liking it. All right, so while we have this pointy and our black on here, you can totally do this with the black marker. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do it with the paintbrush so I can show you without what I consider to be cheating. Fine. All right, we're going to outline the pumpkin with the black. And then we're going to put the lines, or like the creases of the pumpkin as well. And when you do like a pumpkin, like the front of a pumpkin has like the bulge that's looking at you, and then they kind of go out from there. So that's what we're going to mimic by doing this and this. So that's the one looking at us. And then we're going to do one out here and another one out there. All right. And then we're going to do it on the other side. That one didn't paint. Let's try again. All right. And we're going to bring some up from the bottom a little bit. Where they come up. Didn't do it either. There we go. Now I need to outline this other side. Hello, sweet girl. Hello, sweet girl. You want some more cracker? All right, hold on. Let mommy finish this one part, and then we're going to dry it. And then while it's drying, I can give everybody a snack again. All I'm doing is the outline on that top orange pumpkin. All right. I am using water-based acrylic paint. So I keep, when I add a little bit of water to my brush, it's just to help that paint move a little bit smoother where I want it to go. And not such a chunky line that way. And we're going to do the same thing with this front pumpkin. I know, it's pretty great so far. And we haven't even added any of the zhuzhy stuff to it. Like, but 2 pumpkins, little backgrounds. All right. Let's see if we can get some critters to come back, and I'll let that dry for a minute. Oh, girls! Who wants some crackers? Come on! You see them all. Look. Oh, everybody's coming. Are we running? Okay. Come on, Marigold. Okay, chickens. Ready? Here you go. You gotta come over here. Oh, your sister ate half of that one. That one's for you. That one's for you. That one's for you. Good job. Put 'em, chickens. Okay, ready? You, and you. Okay. Oh, yes, you. You wait. Good job to wait your turn. Everybody's waiting their turn today. They're doing so good. Yeah. Okay, one more time. One more time. One more time. Here you go. Oh, and the chicks are looking for the rest. Here you go, chicks. All gone. Oh god, that's how fast they go through a sleeve of crackers. Huh? Yeah, that's how fast. Good girl. Everybody that you see in this camera range right here is girls. Everybody's a female. Huh? I have my husband, 2 sons, a bunch of nephews, 1 niece, um, lots of male cousins. I actually have a bunch of female cousins too, I guess. But it seems like a lot of male testosterone in my direct life. So when I got my pets, I'm like, I want a girl. I want a girl. Everything's gonna be a girl. Girl, 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 girl. So everybody's girl. I like girls. Yeah. All right. That's what we're looking like. With our same little pointy brush that we were just using for everything else. Rinse it out really good. Okay. Pointy brush. This is a peacock blue. I love this color. I use this color a lot in painting. Peacock blue. And we're going to add 2 stems to the top of this, like that. They can overlap, they can wiggle. That's where mine are going to live. All right. Now, we're going to pointy oval. Pointy oval. That's what our leaves are going to be. Oval with a point. Oval with a point. Oval with a point. All right. Then fill them in with the beautiful blue. That is one side. All right. Now, your options now are you can do them out of the same part of the stem where they like connect and like have 2 coming out of the same part, or you can offset them. And I am going to offset them. Pointy oval. You just repeat pointy oval. Okay? Pointy oval. Nature is not perfect if you mess up a leaf or you think you mess up a leaf. Nothing is perfect in nature. Leaves grow funky. Don't even worry about it. Nobody's going to notice. Okay? Okay. Okay, okay. Now we're going to start this second stem over here. Same thing. Pointy oval. Hello, chickens. I know you're making a bunch of noise at me today. Oh, that's one of my new. Okay, so I have lavender buff Orpingtons that I bought this year as babies. They have finally started laying eggs. They're the cutest little, like, brownish pink. They're not like full on pink, but they're like a brownish pink, and they're super cute. Um, and they hang together. My 2 chicks. I have 2 of them. The girls are being crazy back there. And I named them Laverne and Shirley. So if you're old like me, you'll know what Laverne and Shirley is. If you're not going to get the reference. But you could totally look it up. I thought it was cute. All right. We're going down the second side. Pointy oval leaves. It's okay if they touch. It's okay if they overlap. We're going to just give them a distinction in a minute to who's sitting in the front. And I will show you how to do that in a second. Okay. While everything is still wet, we are not rinsing our brush. We're going to go right into the green. And we're going to do a quick little bloop inside of all of these blue leaves and add a little greenish tint. I don't know if you can really see that, but we're adding some green into the center of all of those blue leaves. Our pointy ovals. This is where you're going to decide who's sitting in the front. By painting the one towards you over the other one. Have not rinsed my brush. We're going to go into a little bit of white into there. Give that a little mix. Okay. Let's add a little bit more white. There we go. Now we're going to do a highlight on the top of these. We're going to say that our light source is coming from the top. That's why we did the highlights on our pumpkin from the top. So we're going to do the same thing with the leaves. We're going to just go down the leaves and hit just the top with a highlight. Paying attention to who's sitting in the front by giving them the highlight that goes their full length of their leaf. Okay. Hello, chickens. I'll show you this in just a second. The sun's starting to peek around this tree that I was sitting behind, so I'm not sure how well you can see. There you go. There you go. I'm going to give this a quick rinse. And we're going to do one more blue stem. Oh, my ducks just took off into the water. Somebody scared them. My goats are doing crazy business back there. All right. Clean, pointy, rinsed. We're going to do another blue stem. Pretty much where the two pumpkins come together, we're going to draw or paint a line. And then we're going to do the same exact steps that we did for the one on the top. Pointy ovals. Same steps. Don't rinse your brush. Go into the green. Give all of these a little green zhuzh. Little green zhuzh. Add a little bit of white. Make a little light highlighty part. But it's going to be on the opposite side of those little leaves this time, because our light source is coming from the top, remember? So we're going to, I missed the green in that one. How I did that. Well, I did. All right. There we go. Rinse it. Rinse it. We're going to go into same brush, just the green this time. Just the green this time. And on the side where we haven't worked yet, this little edge part, we're going to add some green stems. We're going to add a little flowers over there. All right. We want to make some nice green stems for those flowers to live on. This is pretty dry over here now. We're going to do the same thing on this side, only we're going to kind of angle some up. So the same little point where the two pumpkins come together is where we're going to focus on everything kind of coming out from. So we're going to bring all of our stems to that point. I think one more. I think we need one more. So there are my flower stems. Okay. I like it. I like it. I'm going to add a little green, like blob here. I'm going to add some white flowers to that in a minute. I'm going to let it dry as a little, it's like a blob, green circly blob thing. Yeah. All right, rinsing out the green. We're rinsing out the green. We're going to make a blue blob on this side, because why not? It just kind of hides a little bit of like where the stems go in. What are you doing? Go blue blob. Grunty, grunty, grunty. Like I said, they're all girls, so they're not trying to mate. I think they're just playing. But wash the brush. Now we're going to go into that magenta pink color. And we're going to just do a fun little pointy oval flower. That's what mine are going to be anyway. You can make your flowers whatever you want. And you can add more leaves to the stems if you want. Oh, honey, it's too hot to play. Tell her. It's too hot. For some reason, Mother Nature decided that we needed one more 80-something degree day. So that's what we're getting. I was trying to be in the shade. That did not work out.